Testing one, testing one. Testing one, testing one. Oh yeah. Testing one, testing one. So welcome to round 3 at Indianapolis of the 2025 Race at Home Championship. We've started qualifying and we shall see the drivers now head out for their first laps. In the commentary box it's me, Durand Abhisekar, not driving but in the commentary box this time to commentate for round 3. And I have Adam Junaid here in the commentary box with me as well.
Hello everyone.
So we are looking at Angelo. No drivers on hot laps at the moment.
decent.
Tehan Eranger rounding up the final corners, about to start his first hot lap. Car number 6 has just gone through. That's a car in the M class making his way down the main straight. Tehan Eranger, current championship leader. What's his first lap gonna be? He's about to try and set the benchmark for everyone. 136.7. And Angelo Senaratne trailing behind 1/10 down, right behind him. The question is, do you think some drivers are gonna use the toe around here because there's a long straight here to the finish line? It's gonna benefit them on their current lap and the next.
Yeah, as you can see already, Angelo is using the toe of Tehan, so that's a bit advantageous to Angelo.
Some would argue though, considering the nature of this track, wearing the tires out a lot, would this be an advantage and a disadvantage like through here? Because the dirt here is really going to affect Angelo here.
As you can see, Tehan is on a purple sector.
Yes, and Angelo trailing behind. He's using the toe now. He's under braking. They're going through this corner. This is now sector 3. They are about to make it through the final few corners. Very tricky bit here. Very tricky use of track limits through there. You can put almost all your wheels off, barely keeping your leftmost wheels on the track. Oh, Tehan has just moved out the way there.
Yeah, and Angelo has gone through.
Is Angelo on a good lap
Yeah,
here?
he has improved 2/10 so far.
2/10 up on his delta, 3/10.
3/10. And
Major
to
improvement
the final
coming.
main stretch. Where is he gonna be?
By looking at the delta, he should
He's
take
on
the lead.
provisional pole.
Provisional pole for Angelo Senaratne. 10th up on Tehan Eranger. Tehan now about to start another lap, I'm assuming. Not close enough for the toe though. That Mustang is an absolute rocket on the straights though. The question is though, Tehan was talking to me earlier, he said the Mustangs, Brian and Tehan both driving the Mustang here, they are quite bad on the tires during the race. And it's been a nature of that. He's touched the gravel there. Tehan taking an awful lot of curb there, but the Mustang is able to eat curbs just like the BMW. Those two cars really good at taking curbs, including the Aston Martin, but not a single Aston Martin on the grid at the moment. I think Shevan Vitharana was running an Aston Martin, but he's not taking part this weekend. Tehan about to make it, he's making through the final corner. He's almost 4/10 up on his time. He's on an absolute fly here. I'm assuming he's about to steal this from Angelo unless he invalidated that lap with track limits, or was he just on the edge? He goes fastest, provisional pole for Tehan Eranger. That's a pretty good lap, a 36.3. But keep in mind, the track is green. We aren't at an optimal track, so these laps are not really the best representation of the fastest laps that could be done here around Indy.
So then, who do you think's gonna snatch away pole position today?
Well, considering the past 2 rounds and qualifying wasn't really the best for me, I think I kept finishing around P3 just behind Angelo, or sometimes even behind Brian. But Tehan constantly snatching pole, so he is the favorite for pole. And hold on there, Brian Pereira just set a 36.5, I think, just barely behind Tehan, just a tenth and a half. So the Mustangs seem to be rapid around here.
Angelo is up by 4 tenths. He is
Angelo-
on a push lap.
Angelo is on a good lap here. He's making his way around the final two corners. How is he under braking here? He gets the apex. He looks clean. He touches the curbs there. Nice on the exit. He's got good traction. It's about whether he can get the steering in here or does he shoot wide. No, it looks clean. What is this lap gonna be for Angelo? That's provisional. Wow, that's 2 tenths up on Tehan. And quickly moves out the way to avoid giving the toe. Tehan also moving out the way. I think the drivers are now gonna go in and try to get new tires. And Brian also in the pits. Andrew Sean in P4 behind these top 3 drivers. Tehan Eranga right just before that. We just missed that. Tehan Eranga said a lap
Another
time
pole
3.
position.
Yes, he's on provisional pole. 3 tenths up on Angelo. Like I said, very quick laps from the two drivers, both stealing it from each other at this point in qualifying. And Brian Pereira 6 tenths behind. In the AM class, we have Sharanya. Absolutely stunning performance this whole season.
She's also the only girl on the grid.
Yes,
I'm
the
guessing.
the only girl on the grid, and she's actually at the moment in qualifying the fastest, and she's been having an absolute lovely performance this season. I think she's having a very tight and intense battle with Shehan Silva for the AM Championship. And Thiago Pereira there, he's just set his lap. Now we are seeing the clear split between the pro class and the AM class.
Yeah.
Sharanya not too far from these pro times, and at the moment looking like she's in a league of her own in the AM class. The question is, are the other AM drivers gonna try and give a fight here in qualifying itself, try and get those positions and try and start the race with an advantage? Closest driver Ganidul Akshan, 2 tenths down. We're trying to see. Oh, that's Arshad Iftika has gone off. And what's happened there? If we could go for replay. Oh, he's spun round on his own. He doesn't seem to have been any contact there.
Yeah, he just must have maybe touched the grass on the exit and spun round.
Yeah, that is a common mistake around here. He's gone on the
wide
grass again.
And
He's touched the wall as well there. He might have reset there and go for some laps again. Viren now coming out the pits. Viren currently P6 in qualifying, and he's looking to try and get a good fight on his rivals Thiago Pereira and Shevan Vitarana. They are having a nice fight, I think, for P4 in the championship. P4, P5,
Yeah.
they're all quite close. And yeah, everyone seems to be about a second down on Tehan except for Brian Pereira and Angelo Sinaratne. Could they try and give a fight to Tehan this weekend? Tehan has been leading the pack, winning non-stop. Will somebody be able to steal the win this weekend? Angelo seems to be quite close. How are their lap times? Angelo currently out. His last lap was also he had done his out lap. I think Angelo is on a hot lap at the moment. His Delta not looking that good though. He might probably bring in the tires, get them warm, and go for another lap. Brian Pereira is on a lap as well, and his Delta is looking green. Just started the lap, so let's see if Brian can try and close that gap, because from what we've seen, I think the people who could really fight here are Tehan, Angelo and Brian, unless there's going to be a surprise driver who comes and joins that pack.
Brian is 3 tenths up on his previous best
So
lap.
very strong first sector. Can he keep those tires together and bring it through the whole lap, try and increase that delta? He needs about 6 tenths to do anything to Tehan. So what's it gonna be?
It's 4 tenths now, the improvement.
4 tenths up, Brian. It looks clean through there. Like I said, these Mustangs take the curbs very well. He needs to take advantage of that. Looking clean, 3.5 tenths up, Brian. How is he gonna be here with under braking? It's the apex right, looks clean. Car looks clean under traction. Once again, clean line through there. Does he have any outwash here, or does he get the steering in? Because this corner is very tricky, because sometimes you just have a lot of understeer there on the exit. What's it gonna be for Brian? He's a tenth down, he's up there but just not close enough. And we have Angelo on a lap. Angelo is on a lap. He's got traffic in front of him. Will the dirt, or anything really affect him there? His delta doesn't seem to be showing a very damaging lap to compared to Tehan's, but no, there is no improvement there. 136.1. Tehan Eranga now
Is
matching
old
his
lap
older
time.
lap. Is he gonna make an improvement? Because currently the drivers seem to be struggling to try and beat this lap time of Tehan's. Is Tehan gonna extend it and make it even more tougher for these drivers? No, I guess not. I think the drivers are now. Oh, that was shooting wide there. I wonder what happened there. Seems like he lost traction, lost control of the car there. Bit of a tricky place. Sometimes you dip the wheel outside the curb onto the gravel, and it can be quite damaging.
So then, what do you think the strategy calls are going to be?
So you have the mandatory pit stop window where you have to complete one stop, and I think around here it's going to be very tricky because the tire wear is immense, and it's going to be about would the overcut work or the undercut. But right now we need to see these final laps being put in. So it's Tehan and Angelo who were still out on the track. Angelo has a chance making the final corner. Can he make a difference?
But he hasn't done a good sector 2 lap time.
His sectors aren't really looking that great. Is this going to be another pole for Tehan?
Yes, it is.
And it is. So we have Tehan Erango on pole position, followed by Angelo and Brian. Andrew Sean on a lap here. He seems to be green on his sector times. Can he get Brian? No, 7 tenths down. That's 4 tenths to Brian. Seems like Tehan hasn't really got. Oh, there's a bit of contact there after qualifying. Don't know what that was about.
As we can see that he's stopped on the
that
track.
seems to be Thiago Pereira's car coming there. Thiago, I don't really understand. Thiago just loved maybe giving some contact to the rear end of Andrew Sean there.
I think he should get a 10-second penalty for that. Of a dirty driver.
Well, that's the end of qualifying, and the current order is Tehan followed by Angelo. Then we have Brian Pereira. Then we have Andrew Sean. I am Fazal, Viren Boteju in P6, and Thiago Pereira P7, Savi Ratnayaka and Shane Veerakoon. That's the pro class. The M class would be Sharanya Mendes on pole, Shehan Silva, her championship rival in P2 of the M class, Ganidul Akshan, and then we have everyone else. And I think from what I heard, Ganidu is also fighting for P2 in this P2 in the championship, P3 sorry. and the formation lap has begun. This is once again round 3. Good afternoon everyone who's joining in now. This is the race about to start. Formation lap led by Tehan. So if you missed qualifying, we had Tehan on pole for the Pro class, and we had Sharanya Mendes leading the AM class. So drivers are now coming through, warming their tires. This is going to be a very tricky start, and I think into turn 1 there's probably going to be a move made here, because Angelo Senarathan, right? I'm not taking part, and this is going to be a perfect round for Angelo to rack up some points, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be hungry for the win here. And a dive into turn 1 to get ahead of Tehan before staying behind him in the dirty and losing the tires would be quite ideal for him. And I'm going to be excited to see turn 1. And Kelmin has also joined us in the commentary box.
Hello.
So we're all waiting here now to see this race start and get underway. What action is yet to unfold, and it's quite exciting to not be driving and actually watching this on the side.
So you're happy that you're not driving then?
No, I did not say that. I'm saying that.
But you meant, like, the tone of your voice indicated otherwise.
No, I think what I tried to say was, it's actually not too bad. It's entertaining. It's nice to not have the pressure of somebody behind you, ahead of you,
And see what it looks like from the other's perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
But sadly now there's no animal on the track. Oh wait, there
There-
is a horse
there's a
on the
there is a
Mustang,
horse leading the Mustang.
but
You
it
can't-
won't be the same as
the
your
rodent.
rodent.
The raccoon, I think you guys want to say, but yes.
Rodent.
It's a rodent thing. We have claimed it as a rodent.
Alright, final few corners. Now the cars need to bunch up. And I think Adam, this is pretty similar to how it is in karting, isn't it? Where you
Yes.
have to get into double file and maintain that speed. Leaders control the pack here. And let's see what happens here.
Angelo is eager to get a move on, but Tehan is still holding the pack.
Angelo will have to absolutely nail the throttle on when the green light goes on. He needs to get the jump on Tehan there. Let's see how this plays out. It's all gonna be about that reaction time. Your foot hovering over that throttle pedal, waiting to go, waiting for the lights to come on.
And here we go. Is it a go?
And there we go. Angelo has gotten a drive-through penalty there. I think he's jumped the start. Tehan
And are we
leading
gonna
into
see
turn
any
on
moves
boost,
into
covering the
T1?
inside.
Angelo's
Angelo trying to
go.
stick it around the outside there. Does he get the move done? Side by side through turn 2. Tehan tries and sticks it through the inside. Just so much more grip, it seems. Angelo eager to get past the drive-through penalty. Is not going to be very convenient for him. Brian Pereira right there, just behind him. He's in a sandwich with these Mustangs. Tehan trying to hold him off, trying to stay ahead, but some would argue it's a bit risky trying to hold off someone who has a drive-through penalty. Tehan slowly trying to pull away here.
Okay.
What's happening in the pack
No,
behind?
Okay.
This is the AM class battle going on in the back. Oh, somebody's just gone off right behind. Who was that? That was Harushula Dharmadas, I think, who's just gone off into the grass there. He seems to have overshot it.
And
What's
you
happened here?
can see a replay right now.
It's the instant replay. Oh no, that was actually one of the Spark Racing cars, not Harshula. It was Arshad Iftikhar. No, Amjad Iftikhar. The Iftikhar brothers also here racing. Angelo has taken his drive-through penalties in the pit lane there. And how is it looking at the front? Oh, they are all
Viren
touching
goes
the
wide.
gravel there. Viren taking as much as he can on this track, trying to use the track, use every inch of it. A lot of action here. Currently, the only penalty on that race start was for Angelo Senaratne, now completing his drive-through penalty. He has clean air. Now I guess it's time for him to try and build up, try and make the best out of this. Try and pull closer towards the pack and see how what unfolds after this pit. So it's a long race, and from experience I can definitely tell you the penalties sometimes come out of nowhere. Oh, that's Ranuja taking a bit too much curb there, wrestling the car through there, and Shan Amar Singh right behind him. What's gonna happen here? Seems to be intense between these two. Oh, somebody's gone on the grass there. Oh. It's the final corner. And now we have a good view on Shan trying to hunt down Ranuja Budavatta here. 2 tenths behind. This is a hunt for P4 in the M class. And we have Andrew Shawn, pro class driver, who's lost a few positions. I think he got caught into I think he might be the driver that went on the grass there. That braking zone is very tricky. You can sometimes overshoot it very easily. This is Viren Boteju against Savi Ratnayaka.
Viren has gone a bit wide there, and Savi gained a lot during there, and now Savi is right on his back
Right on
bumper.
Viren there. Thiago also wants some of that, and he's going to try to close on these two while they are battling.
So, Denan, where do you think the best place is to overtake here? Is it to the
It
first
has
corner?
to be under these heavy braking zones. Just now where we saw Savi and Viren just brake there. It's over there and into turn 1. These heavy braking zones are really the most effective places to overtake, unless somebody else makes a mistake.
Or
And
gives you a back shot, which makes you go flying.
that also, Kelvin, yes. We have now Savi. The question is, where is Savi gonna try to make this move? Because these two seem to be quite level on pace here, and I think they might try to work to try and get away, because you have Thiago Pereira there, slowly trying to get a sniff of this action, trying to see these two get into a battle and then close in and try and take some advantage. Savi is very close to Viren here. The dirty air and the tire wear on this track is very horrible, and Savi might want to get this move done early on if he wants to try and get ahead before these tires get absolutely ruined. Touching the gravel there, and
Yeah, the more they keep fighting, the closer Thiago gets.
exactly, Thiago is closing in slowly, and
We can see that Angelo has caught up a second towards the pack, so he's pushing very hard.
yeah, Angelo currently what is it?
15.5 seconds behind
Yes.
Amjad Iftikhar. He was about 18 seconds the last lap before, but now he has gained about 3 seconds in one lap. So that shows how much pace Angelo has.
Yeah, that shows the significant pace difference between these front runners of the Pro Pack and the M class. Speaking of,
Praveen Peter goes wide there and touches the gravel. Denan,
underway.
if you go too wide and touch the gravel, can you spin out, or will it have to be?
I think it depends on how you touch the ground. I guess if you dip your rear, oh, Kevan getting a bit sideways there. Oh, he's gone really sideways. He's made Praveen also make a mistake. They are both copying each other, and that's Padmaka Vijay Gunawardana who's gone off onto the grass here. Let's see what happened here on the instant replay.
Oh, he just missed his braking.
Oh, he's missed the. Oh,
And he's touched.
and
the
Rushawn
gravel.
just avoided that. missed the braking point. And as you asked me before, like I said, it's about how you put your wheels onto the grass and onto the gravel. You put your rear wheels in and that's over for you.
As we can see.
Will we see a dive here? Praveen Peter trying to make a move on Kevan. He's late on the brakes. Will he get the switchback here? Not quite. They're all right on
so
Kevan.
close.
Very close racing here. It's looking very nice here. Kevan making a nice defense.
Kevan
Can he keep
start-
it together? Oh, they made contact.
Contact.
Praveen made contact. He's off into the grass. Oh no. That's quite unfortunate. Oh, they were so close here. Kevan was Praveen just sent it last moment down the inside and hit the rear of Kevan there. Kevan seemed to have gotten away with that.
But Kevan lost the position again.
Kevan has lost a position. And
He's gone wide.
he's
too.
gone off wide as well. That's the instant replay. Oh no. It's a very intense battle here in the AM class over here.
And that has led to Angelo being 8 seconds now behind.
Yeah, Angelo
Kevan.
catching up to this pack now.
He is flying, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevan looking very slidey. I wonder if that rear contact made him lose a bit of downforce on the rear, because he seems to be sliding that rear around quite a lot. Oh, somebody touching the grass there once again.
I think it's very common for everyone to touch
It's
the
very
grass.
common, very common. And this is Shan Amar Singh once again. And
Is he gonna make a move down the inside?
That's
Or
Ganidul
that's
Lakshan.
Ganidul Lakshan. He's trying. He put his nose in, but he was
Shan
too far
way
back.
late on the brakes. They are absolutely lovely braking through there with that Ferrari. And
And he had a bit
Ganidu trying to get a sniff, trying to find a way through. Does Ganidu have damage? Following Shan there, I think, touching the grass. And Sharanya Mendes and Shehan Silva up ahead. They're actually ahead of Andrew Shawn, one of the pro drivers, who I think had a bit of contact and has fallen back. And that's Savi.
He's still
5 tenths to, following right behind Viren here.
Ooh.
He was quite late on the brakes there.
Oh, that's.
Oh, that was very close there under braking. Ganidul Lakshan really trying to find a way through here. Shan absolutely going on full defense here. Trying to cover off all the lines. Using all the defense tricks you can in the book. How is this going to unfold? Will Ganidu make this move here? They're now coming into turn 1. He's in the toe. Not too late on the brakes there. Shan trying to stick it very late on the brakes around the outside. Shan keeping it clean. He's really giving it everything, I think. Oh no, Shan's overshot it. He's on the grass there. Oh no, he loses both positions. Both to Ganidu and to Vijay Padmakar. Oh no. He was doing so well there.
Maybe he had a bit of understeer into the corner. Maybe he
Yes.
braked a bit late.
I think he maybe just braked a bit too late there. Oh no, there's been contact there. That is Ganidul Lakshan. What happened here? So the instant replay, this is Padmakar and Ganidul. Oh no.
That looks
Oh.
to be like a small race incident.
Seems to be a racing incident. They are both trying to give each other space, but unavoidable
work out that
countdown.
much.
Oh, this is Praveen once again, now behind Shan Amarasinghe. Can he find a way through? He's trying to go around the outside there. I think he got a much better exit there. Seems to have a lot of speed. I think that was not really the best traction that Ferrari could have gotten.
And we can see that Angelo has caught up to this pack.
Oh,
and he's
Angelo
right
needs to get
behind
past
them.
these two M-class drivers, he needs to really find a way through here.
They should ideally let him go.
Let him through it.
Because this is not their class.
Yes, the best thing would be to let the driver through because it's not your fight.
And Sean has let him through.
Sean has let him through actually, yes. And Sean might want to try to capitalize on Angelo trying to get through Praveen here. And this battle has been going on for quite a few laps now.
Thiago has fallen away from the battle, so maybe if Savi overtakes Viren, he may have good clean air to catch up to
Yes.
Fadul.
Yeah, and they are 4 seconds to Ayhan Fazal, and Savi is struggling to find a way through. Viren is on the pace. Viren is there. He's got the pace to try and stay ahead of Savi, and also to bring up, Viren is actually quite new to ACC, and he's doing like really well. Viren has gotten up to pace like very fast, but then that's the talent of Viren Boteju.
Yeah, I used to race with him on GT Sport and GT7, and he always used to choose some different cars to the grid because he wanted to be different and see where the others can find pace and where he can find pace in different ways.
Yeah, I think that's drivers challenging themselves. I think that's really where you try to find the skill that's needed, try to find your weak points and improve on them. And Viren doing quite well this season, finding all the pace, trying to use all the track, goes a bit too wide there, and Savi following close just behind. Where is Savi gonna try to make the move here? Is he gonna try to force Viren into a mistake, or is he gonna just have to try and pick up the pace, try to find some more pace, try and use up the tires more? How is this gonna pan out? That's Sean Amanasinger in the pits. What happened here?
He's gone wide and
He's gone. Oh,
stopped the car.
has he reset into the pits?
Maybe he lost connection or
Maybe
What's the issue Sean has gotten?
he has disconnected from the race.
probably.
Sean has disconnected from the race. So at the moment, M class, we have Sharanya leading the pack. What happened here? Oh, that's Thiago. I think that might be where Thiago lost that lap time to Savi and Viren. He's created more of a gap, costly error for him there. And that is Shane Veerakun right on Thiago now. Shane probably gonna try to get some nice points here, very valuable for this championship. What is he gonna do here?
But Thiago and Savi are from a race from a go-kart race yesterday. They both took part in KTNX 30 races, and they even achieved a 6-hour podium with ECU racing. So they must be really tired.
So
but they
yeah,
are still driving. That shows the commitment they have towards the sport.
100%. I think that's just the passion of motorsports. Clear display from the two drivers, and they must be. There's definitely a factor of fatigue here. Because I think both drivers are definitely going to be tired after taking part in multiple very physical events from yesterday.
Multiple categories as well.
Exactly, multiple categories. Savi not having the best of luck yesterday, but what can he do today? Is Savi's luck gonna pour into today? Is he gonna try to get a podium here? With Angelo also now a bit out of the picture, he's got a lot of work to do, try and catch up to these guys. I think there's a big fight for the podium at front. Ayhan Fazal obviously also going to be hungry for that podium. Talking about a lot of struggles. When I talk to him, he talks about the struggles of driving that Porsche, but seems to be working well for him. Seems to be working well at Indy. Can he convert and keep this clean and bring home a podium for himself?
Well,
And
it's
who is that? That's
Gandhi.
Ganidul Akshan. Oh,
And-
dipped the wheels in the grass there.
This is what he was saying about touching the grass a bit. The rear wheel goes out and yeah.
Yeah, dip the rear wheels and it's over for you. You just have, I mean, this track, I think a lot of the drivers complain about how bumpy it is, and you touch the grass combined with that bumpiness, it really unsettles the car. Shane Veerakoon and Thiago now having a battle.
And we can see due to all the battles here, Angelo has caught up with the field.
Yes,
He
Angelo
is
is
in the mix of everything, but he is still very far away from Tehan, who is on a different lap to him than he is. That's how big
Yes.
Tehan lead is. He's almost going to be catching up to cart number 18 to lap the field. So that shows how impressive his pace really is.
Absolutely, that's just the significant pace gap, I guess, between the front of the pro field and the rear of the M field. Tehan currently 9 seconds ahead of Brian Pereira. Comfortable lead for him. Pretty common factor considering how the other rounds have been. Shane Veerakoon though battling. Currently the close drivers having a battle are Shane and Thiago. Savi seems to have fallen behind to Viren.
Yeah, maybe he made a mistake by going to the gravel.
Or it could also be just the dirty are following and absolutely shredding the tires. You can't really follow a car for too long around here. It's very hard to do so.
Yes, it's all considered where the tire wear and the fuel that each driver uses, which can come into play when pitting and giving you extra time.
100%. These pit stops are going to play a big role in this race. And like I said, Angelo is catching up to the pack. But then you had... Oh no, Thiago's gone off. Is he going to get a track cut warning for that? How many more warnings can Thiago take? What happened here? Did he miss his braking point? Did he lose the rear? Oh, he jumped over the curb. Oh no. The car, I mean, sometimes a bit scary. The car somewhat reminds me of, you know, those Lindt chocolate toffees you get, you know, the gold wrappers you get on them.
Yeah, this definitely the CMLR toffee.
Yeah.
Will be the best.
The chocolate boy Thiago from Canada.
Of course, you know everything about chocolate dinner.
Yeah, we all love chocolate, don't we?
No.
I
Sadly,
mean,
we did not receive
not a
any
sweet
once
tooth?
you were back from
Yeah.
Malaysia.
If
Well-
we all loved chocolate, you would have bought us some. But sadly,
We did not receive it.
well, actually, funny enough, we are looking at Thiago right now. Thiago actually stole some Tim Tams that were meant to be for some of the members here in the commentary box. So you might want to question him after the race.
Might want to actually talk to him about this issue about stealing the Tim Tams.
Currently, I don't think Tim Tams are Thiago's biggest issues though. He'd better try to catch up to Shane. He's lost that position. Where can he try to find some more pace? The pit window is now open. Who's gonna make that first move? Is Angelo gonna try to get an undercut done, try to catch people, because he would have clean air if he did so. And there's a lot of different ways this could pan out. This is Ganidul Akshan, and I think that's Kevan Samarajiva now making it towards turn 1. Who's the latest on the brakes? Ganidu, but Kevan gets the switchback. What a move from Kevan. He gets the overtake done, gets that position back. What a lovely switchback from Kevan. Can he try and stay ahead here? He's giving it everything. These two drivers going at it. What about... Oh, Ganidu getting very loose there on throttle. He's trying to stick with Kevan here. Bit of a challenge for Ganidu. Two really good drivers. Some amazing racing action there. Where can Ganidu try to make a move again on Kevan? Can he... Oh, getting very loose. I think Ganidu has overheated his rear tires.
Maybe from that snap of oversteer which came.
Yeah, 2 snaps. And this is Angelo and Ranuja Udawat, the M driver, currently 3rd in his class, Ranuja. This is his rookie season, by the way. He might want to let Angelo through here and try to follow him.
He's not, and Angelo's going going to send it down the inside in T1.
Angelo sends it much later on the brakes, keeps it clean.
Through.
And yes, I think Ranuja didn't want to fight that one at all.
He's through to catch up.
Very smart thing to do,
To
because Ranuja has P3 in his class at the moment. And this is rookie season, and I think he might want to finish on the podium here. This would be a first time podium finish for Ranuja as well. Doing very good in his class. And back to the battle with Ganido and Kevan. What are these two gonna do? Both of them going at it with each other. Really entertaining racing action. What do you think Ganido should do here? Oh, Kevan goes down the inside.
he just has to pressurize Kevan until he makes a small mistake, as in going wide in a corner. And that's
Ganido
mistake.
gives a small tap there.
And Tehan
that's
around
Tehan, the
him.
race leader, trying to come through. Hopefully he doesn't get blocked. Kevan Samarajiva now with Tehan.
And
Tehan
here
gets
Kevan
through.
lets Tehan.
Kevan might want to stick with Tehan here, try to pull away from Ganido. That's a bit of contact. This battle is getting very intense now.
But Ganido caught back up already, even though he went wide, he already caught back up.
Yes.
So that shows the pace Ganido has.
I think Kevan also made a bit of a mistake there. I saw his rear sliding even through here. Oh, he's in the toe. Is a move gonna be made here? Oh, he's covering the inside. Oh, Ganido very late on the brakes. Can Kevan get that switch back?
No.
He's gonna have to be on the outside for the next corner.
And Ganido
Takes that position.
Ganido beautifully parked the car at the apex, and Kevan had lost all the momentum.
Oh,
on the switchback,
Kevan
and
getting
he
very
almost
slidey
spins.
there.
He touches the gravel on the exit and almost spins. As you can see, Savi Ratnaik.
Savi, the first driver from the pro class to make that move, he's gonna go for the undercut here. Is this gonna work against Viren is the question. Viren might want to try to push now and try to get ahead, because Savi is trying to do a sneaky undercut on him. How is Viren looking? Viren's lap times seem consistent, and he seems to be keeping it clean. Doesn't seem to be sliding around much. Tires don't look too bad for Viren. He might have been managing them. We might want to see where Savi comes out here. He's outside, he's on the track.
He's right behind Kevan.
It's gonna take time for him to get those tires up to temperature. He's behind Kevan, who's trying to chase down Ganido and try and snatch back that position. These two drivers are absolutely going at it in the M class. Kevan fighting the car through there.
As you can see, Savi touching the grass a bit.
Yes, and I think Savi is now just ahead of Brian Pereira, who might be lapping him here. Kevan, does he move out the way?
No, he's not.
He's not.
That's not very good from Kevan, because they are running to
Oh no,
different
Kevan's
cars,
on the
and
grass.
Kevan goes to the car.
Oh, and Brian goes through as. Oh, he's very close to Brian there. Brian must have gotten very nervous there. But I think you get used to this. And a lot of cars here up close. That's Ganido ahead of Savi and Brian, and then Kevan behind. So these are two separate fights. But Brian is about to lap Savi, so Savi, even though he's in the pro class, might want to move out the way here. But then, you know how blue flags are in these races. The drivers aren't obliged to slow and move out the way. They just need to make it convenient for the car behind to pass. But would Savi want to do that? Is the question. Is this undercut gonna work for Savi? He's in traffic. The drivers move out the way. They're Ganido moving out the way.
And Brian is right behind him, so that means Brian will have to soon overtake Savi Ratnaik.
Brian also gets through. Will Brian be able to? Oh, this is Ranuja for the M class. Currently P3 in his class, who's pitted. and that's Andrew Sean in the pits. I'm not entirely it shows that Andrew Sean is quite behind in terms of the gap. Is he?
No, he's still pitted and
That's Harshula. So Harshula is not in the race, and Ranuja. Let's take a look at Ranuja. How does he come out the pits? Currently serving his pit stop. So we have 12 minutes remaining in this pit window. Have the leaders pitted yet? No, I don't think so. Brian Pereira and Tehan Erang. Brian Pereira and so Brian Pereira is still struggling to find a way through Savi. That's Thiago Pereira now in the pits. Andrew Sean is going out. Served quite a long pit stop. I think Andrew Sean repaired his car there. I think there was a bit of damage that he had to repair, and hence the longer pit stop time.
So Denon, what would happen if none of the racers pit during their pit window? Would that
Well, we better hope that does not happen, because then that would mean an instant disqualification for every single driver. Because it's mandatory stop that has to be done within that pit window. The question is, when will Tehan and Brian pull that trigger and go into the pits? Front runners all staying out. Viren, Iham, Shane. The only ones that have pitted are Thiago and Savi Ratnayaka. Brian has just now pitted. He's in the pits. How will this stop go for him? I think another big challenge many of the drivers have been having is obviously a lot of errors in the pit stops. It's pit lane speed limiter warnings, or even sometimes the damage or not parking in the pit boxes, right?
And maybe cutting the pit lane, also the pit lane exit.
Yes, but the thing is with Indianapolis is, I think there's like a barrier on the pit exit. You could see it's a bunch of orange barriers. You can't really cut the white line. So drivers are pretty safe from that.
Why don't we look at someone exiting the pits to see what you meant by that, Denon?
So we could look at Brian, who would be leaving in a bit, and we could see, we could go to his onboard, and you will now see, as you're leaving the pit lane here, towards the left, as you will see him come on the throttle and off the pit lane speed limiter. See, that's the orange barrier we were talking about. So you can't really cut that white line, which anyways I think is a very good addition, because that would be very dangerous. Oh, and that's Tehan right there, close to Brian. But Brian is a lap ahead, I think. Tehan is a lap ahead and Brian is a lap down. So
he has left the entire field now.
Tehan has indeed lapped the whole field. No, he actually hasn't, because Brian is well behind. So he's technically lapped all the way up to P10. So these aren't the net positions, because there's many drivers yet to pit. We've got 8 minutes to go, and we shall see how the positions are as the pit stops happen. So Viren's still on the track and still hasn't pitted, I'm assuming. And Savi, is his undercut going to work, because he's currently battling multiple cars? Oh, he's had contact there.
The undercut almost went out through the window, but Savi manages to save
Manages to save the car. Absolutely lovely car control. Their save, wonderful save from Savi.
I don't know why they are battling though, because they are
should let Savi through, as he's in a different category, so there's no point fighting.
Padmaka does let him through. I think that was a bit of a Yeah, mistake from the two drivers. They are having contact on a
But
straight.
throughout all the chaos, Angelo has come back to third place.
Angelo is currently third, but I think Angelo is yet to pit.
But he's on a good recovery drive so
Very
far.
good recovery drive from Angelo. Pit stops are yet to unfold. Shehan Silva currently P4M driver. And Sharanya Mendes has pitted. Iham Fazal has gotten a stop go 32nd. That is for track limits. That's not very good for Iham. He was looking at... Oh no, the stop and go is not for 30. This is speeding in the pit lane.
Maybe
Oh
so.
no.
Or maybe he just recklessly joined back into the race.
No, I think the penalty, we are looking at the replay of him exiting the pit lane. I think this penalty was committed as he entered the pit lane. So that's a third place somewhat out the window for Iham there. He's raced somewhat thrown a stop and go 30 around such a long pit lane like this is absolutely costly. And this is going to be very bad for Iham. But what does that mean for the drivers behind? We had people fighting for P3. We had Viren, we had Savi and Thiago all trying to get a sniff of that third place here. What is going to happen in the pro class this time?
We see Tehan comfortably in the lead.
Shehan Silva also coming into the pits now. Sharanya had pitted, so we'll have to see from this M class championship fight what's going to happen between these two. Who's going to come out after these pit stops have been done? Is it going to be Sharanya or Shehan Silva leading the M class?
M class race.
Viren and Tehan both really extending. So are Angelo, and the drivers yet to pit are oh no, that's Ganidul Akshan on the grass.
He's finding it really difficult, I think, with all the
it's a common mistake that, and I think that it's not the first time this has happened to Ganidu. Oh, even though it's happened, we've seen multiple McLarens go off there. Oh, he's on the grass again.
That's another incident for him.
Ganidu not really having the best time. I think he's just gotten on the grass, trying to move out the way maybe. Oh no, he's just put himself there.
Maybe he tried to
move out the way for the
for
cars
the
coming, yes.
coming.
And the drivers yet to pit are
And
Tehan
Sharanya has come out right behind
Silva. No, she's actually quite well behind Shehan Silva here. She's about 9 seconds down on Shehan Silva.
No, but Sharanya Mendes is leading the race right now. Yeah. Sharanya Mendes leads the race.
Sharanya Mendes is leading. She has come out ahead of Shehan Silva.
We have 4 drivers left to pit. That they are Tehan, Viren, Angelo.
Oh, speaking of Tehan, he's pitted right now.
Oh, so Tehan
After a dominant first stint, can he
Would
continue
make
this pace towards the second stint?
would make sense for Tehan to pit very late because, like I said, the Mustangs have really bad tire wear. So I wonder maybe Tehan is just trying to have a stronger second stint here, but he seemed to have a comfortable lead. The question is, when is Viren Bodhaj going to come in? And that's Iham Fazal serving his stop and go 30 seconds. We're going to see him fall quite far down. The current positions, the net positions are unknown. We need to see what happens after the pit stops for the pro class. But when it comes to the M class, we know Sharanya is leading, Shehan Silva in second, and rookie driver Ranuju Rawat in P3 after the pit stop. Seems to be a strong performance from Ranuju, who's having his first year here in esports and first year in race at home. Wonderful performance from him. He might be looking at a first time podium here at Indianapolis. Tehan Erang now coming out of the pits. Viren Bodhaj gonna have a stat that's gonna be quite interesting. He's gonna have number of race laps led here. Viren leading the race. And I think this is not the first time Viren has led the race. I think he led the race in Suzuka
No,
from
I
what I
don't
remember.
think so because he had a few mistakes and he did not lead the race. I think you led the race at one point, then,
Oh, probably yes. I think I did
with
pull.
your rodent car.
Did you just say that, Renan, so that your name could be popped up as the race leader for a while?
I mean, we love to, throw a bit of stats like race
stuff
leading
leads.
because it's been very tough with Tehan. Oh, speaking of, Viren has just now come into the pits, and Angelo is going to be leading the race for a while. But he does have to do a pit stop, and we have 2 minutes remaining. He's going to have about another lap more before he runs out of a chance to pit. When is Angelo trying to extend that first stint as much as he can, and I think Angelo is going to go really hard on the last set of tires on that
So
second
now we have
stint.
to see where Savi Ratnaka comes because he was battling with
Yes.
Viren from the first stage. So will he be able to undercut Viren after a big, massive stint by Viren Boteju on his first stint? I
Yeah.
don't know how he managed the tires, but he somehow managed to do it.
Yeah, that Ferrari is not really the most friendliest car on its tires either. So,
And
and
we can see Angelo also has pitted. So
we
it's gonna
have
be-
all pit stops now completed.
It's going to be interesting where these two drivers come out.
We need to look at Savi and where he comes out compared where Viren comes out compared to Savi. Viren looking at a potential podium here. How does it pan out for him? If we could go to Savi and we could maybe look where Viren is Viren heading out towards the pit exit, and I think Brian is about to overtake him. But Savi is still on the final corner, making it towards the main straight.
It's going to be right round.
Where are they gonna come out? It's gonna be very close. Savi making it down the straight as we speak. This is gonna be very close. It's gonna be on the exit, and I think Viren just has him. Viren has made it out the pits. Savi, oh no, late on the brakes. He overshoots it. He's on the grass.
Maybe he got a bit too
I think-
eager to catch Viren up, but that has. not
I
paid
think
off.
so as well. I think Savi got very eager to try and catch him there. But Angelo making an amazing recovery. Currently P4. Where does he come out from the pits? I think he comes out just behind
The other
just
three.
behind Savi, I think.
He does come behind out Savi.
Angelo. So that's Angelo behind Thiago actually.
No, he's still. He's 5.5 seconds behind Thiago. He's just lapping cars, I think, Lennon.
That's a bit of a error with the display, I think. But Angelo currently shown as P7, and that's the pit window close. All cars have completed their pit stop. So
There are 20 minutes left to race, so Lennon, who do you think, considering you are driving in this championship, who would you like to see on the podium and who would you not like to see on the podium for your championship?
I definitely bet you doesn't want to see Angelo on the podium because that's his main competitor for the championship.
I saw him celebrating a bit when Angelo had the
I
drive-through penalty.
I want to make it very clear that in the comment box there was no celebration from my end when Angelo got his drive-through penalty.
Me and Kelvin saw something else otherwise than that.
Well, Angelo currently P7, and if you wanted me to answer your question, looking at the championship, it would be quite detrimental to me if Angelo scores a lot of points on me today. But I would love to also see Viren Boteju making a switch from Gran Turismo to ACC and starting this year with ACC. It would be lovely to see Viren on the podium.
So
but
far, he is looking for he is going to be looking at podium because he is 4.3 seconds clear of Savi Ratnayaka. So he has a chance of his first podium in ACC. We'll have to see towards the last 5 minutes of the race where he'll eventually be finishing.
yeah, this is going to be, I'm pretty sure Viren is going to be hungry for that that podium. And also you need to take into consideration Viren has fresher tires, much fresher tires compared to Savi, who also had to do a lot of battling and I think got a bit of damage in that process. So I think Viren here has the advantage, has everything in his hands, he's got everything to lose. So Viren is gonna want to try and keep it clean, but Viren has been Mr. Consistent throughout this race, looking very clean with that Ferrari. Earlier complaining about it in the season, but now looking very clean and consistent with it. Even possibly a first time podium for Viren Botheju here. And Savi Ratnayaka slowly dropping according to the timing sheet from Viren. Looks like those tires are giving out, and I think Savi has a bit of aero damage as well. And if we are looking at on-track battles, I think car number 12 is having a bit of a battle here. That's Thiago Pereira and Ayam Fazal, both.
But Ayam Fazal is Thiago is about to left Ayam Fazal, so ideally again Ayam Fazal should be letting Thiago go.
Yeah, this is going to be a blue flag situation.
Or is yellow flag for
Amjad Iftikhar, what happened here? Let's see the instant replay.
Yes, he's all by himself. Maybe he touched the grass.
Oh, that's the grass, dipping the rear wheel on the grass.
So a lot of drivers have been making that mistake.
It's a common error with all of the drivers here. Oh, that was very close there. Arshad Iftikhar rejoining the track. And it's Ayam Fazal on the McLaren of who is that? Is that car number 19?
Padmakar.
That's Padmakar's McLaren, isn't it? And
that Lightning McQueen car is really close by to
there's a lot of lovely liveries this season. I mean, look at Ayham's car. I mean, I think everyone's going to be a fan of Ayham's livery.
I think they all got the motivation to design their cars beautifully after they saw that beautiful rodent of yours on your car.
Yeah, I think Adam was trying to say the absolutely amazing raccoon livery, and Ayham does go for the move. Padmakar also moving out of there because it's not really his fight, not in the same class. Thiago trying to stick it around the outside. Oh, he gets pushed wide onto the grass there. Getting very tricky here. And is that Angelo Senaratne also lapping them? And
That is Angelo Senaratne lapping.
Angelo Senaratne has just lapped Padmakar, and I think he's about to. This is a fight for position here. Thiago is right just ahead of Angelo Senaratne. This is going to be a fight for P6. It's getting very interesting. Thiago is going to have to try and keep it on the track here. Looking like he's using every inch of the track, trying to stay ahead of Angelo Senaratne. Angelo trying, definitely this is Angelo's weekend because he is to try and take away as much points as he can away from me. So this is going to be a crucial move for Angelo. Every point counts, and Thiago will want every point he can get as well with his fight with Viren, who currently is in third. Angelo sends it down the inside. Can he stick? Can he make it stick? Thiago trying to go around the outside. He might go for the switchback here. Try to get the better exit
But Angelo
on the
has
straightway.
better tires. Angelo, you have to consider that Angelo has the better tires, so Thiago might be struggling.
Thiago
with his
seems to be
tires.
struggling.
Whereas Angelo will be trying to push and trying to catch Shane Beautiful.
Yes, very true. And I think Angelo has got it clear. Thiago won't. Will Thiago try to fight back here? Can he try to find some pace, try to catch Angelo and try and make a move on him? But I think Angelo is absolutely flying, absolutely trying to keep this. He's had a consistent drive. The only error he's made today has been that start, getting the drive through. Not the most ideal thing for him. But it has also led to Viren Botheju having a chance at the podium here. And I think he's going to be delighted to try and stick this and keep this to the end. And Savi has fallen back to Viren. There is a pace difference, and I think it's the old tires now starting to take.
Savi will be trying to.
Oh, he's overshot it. So on the grass there.
He almost had a spin there, but beautiful car control again by Samira.
Yeah, keeping it on the track. Multiple saves from Savi today. Savi now 6.5 seconds almost behind Viren Boteju. Viren Boteju seems to have a comfortable gap to try and secure this podium position, his first time podium. And that's who's that right behind Viren, very late on the brakes. That's one of the AM drivers, and I think that is I think that's Praveen Peter. It is
Yes.
Praveen Peter. And
That was a bit close there. It would have been very unfortunate for Viren if Praveen Peter had gone and hit him when he after lapping Viren Boteju.
yeah, and I think Viren is gonna try to give all the space he can in the world, because I think he really, really wants that podium, like anyone would. And what is happening in the AM class? The AM class
So
summary.
far, Sharanya is having a lead of 5.1 seconds. And
Sharanya has a gap of about actually 29 seconds according to this to Shehan Silva. If we see where Shehan Silva is, yes, he's just now making it to turn 1, and Sharanya is actually well ahead in now making her way towards sector 3. So I think Sharanya has absolutely quite a dominant lead here.
yeah, I think the strategy she did was a good strategy, because I think she would have come out on clean air and started pushing, whereas Shehan was battling with people throughout and having to deal with lap traffic and all.
Yes, and
And
once
speaking of Shane, there was a yellow flag here. We can see what went,
what happened to Shehan Silva here?
because there did appear a yellow flag where he was. Maybe he had a spin or something. Ooh,
Oh,
he had a
he had a
Tiny moment.
tiny
had
moment
a
there.
mini heart attack there.
Very loose through there on the exit.
And
Um,
we can see that Tehan, even though he is leading, clocks a 1 minute 34.9. That
Oh.
is the first break into the 34.
Yes, the first lap during this race, the first 34.9 from Tehan Eranga. The other laps have been 35.6 and 35.36. It's only a 35.6 from Brian, and Angelo has set a 35.4 his best lap. So there's only 3 drivers here who've done 35s.
So that shows that Tehan is not letting go, even though he has a 25-second lead, but he is still going to be pushing.
Yes, knowing Tehan's nature, and I think most of the front runners of any class, I think all the drivers here, I don't think there's ever a moment where everyone wants to just sit back, relax, even though Tehan has a 23-second lead here. Once again, Tehan just showing his dominant performance. He's been on it last season, he's been on it this season, shooting a bit over to the grass there, but he's been absolutely on top of it, been dominant in the field. Still putting in those fastest laps. He just acquired the fastest lap at 34.9. And now we could look at the M class, and I think Shehan Silva and Ranuja, that's Brian Pereira just behind Ranuja Uravat. So Ranuja probably wants to secure this podium position, try and let Brian Pereira through here. That would be the convenient thing. Brian having a comfortable P2 almost. Ranuja does let him through, and I think Ranuja is gonna now try to work on this final 10 minutes to try and keep that podium position in his class. We might have 2 first-time podiums for this season. Actually 3, considering Brian Pereira also hasn't ended up on the podium yet this season.
He hasn't?
He hasn't in round 1 and round 2. He had a bit of bad luck, I guess, considering it was me, Angelo and Tehan in the podium in round 2, and in round 1 it's been Tehan, me, and oh no, sorry, my bad. Brian actually was on the podium in round 1.
Yeah,
My
that's what I
apologies.
thought, because Brian has insane pace around. In GT7 also he does have pace, and ACC I've heard stories about him.
100%. So it's going to be two first-time podium sitters ever in ACC with Viren Boteju and Ranuja. But the question is, will this be the same order towards the end? Anything could happen in these races, and we've seen that in the past. Savi getting very close there with one of the AM drivers and Shane Veerakun. Shane Veerakun is slowly catching up to Savi there. Are Savi's tires starting to die down here?
Maybe so, because now from I think 11-second gap, Shane has caught up and is now 1.9 seconds away from Savi. So it could be interesting towards the end of the race for Savi's P4. He could lose it, he could not. And Angelo is also right around in the background, but he is 7 seconds away.
If Angelo was to catch them here, he would need more than a second a lap on Shane and Savi. So can he pull it off?
According to the lap times, he is pulling 2 seconds from Savi, which is quite impressive.
Yes.
And that shows that Savi is struggling with his tire wear also.
Yes, Angelo's last lap has been a 35.8 and Savi's last lap has been a 37.5. So almost 2 seconds deficit there from Savi. So, you can see Angelo lurking in the background there to Savi and Shane. That's a potential P5 or P4 for Angelo, which would be amazing considering how the race started for him.
If I'm not mistaken, he was almost 50 seconds behind from the grid once he did served his drive to penalty.
Yes, actually Angelo was at one point quite literally at the back of he was nowhere near the rest of the pack. He was completely at the back end of the field.
And we can see that Shane has caught up with Savi.
Yes, I think the traffic here is starting to cause a bit of drama, and I think that's affecting Savi here. And that is Praveen Peter in front of him. Hopefully this doesn't slow Savi down too much, because this might be detrimental towards his race result, where he's trying to stay ahead of Shane Veerakun, and Shane Veerakun is trying to pull away and try to stay away from Angelo, who's catching up at a rapid pace. So if Shane was to make a move on Savi, considering Adam, you've raced Savi, haven't you?
I've raced him in real life.
Yeah, so what have you really learned about Savi's styles of racing?
He's a good driver, a clean driver, one of the most cleanest drivers I've ever seen. He drives a very old kart, a 2012 K&K. We call that kart a tank, but he still is up with the Tonys and the GP karts.
So Savi, once again, a very talented driver. The question is his talent's going to be able to keep a rapid Shane Veerakun just behind him?
We could also see his endurance talent coming into play, as he did get a podium with ECU Racing with Kelvin actually as the manager.
So, would Savi be able to translate that and try and keep Shane behind here?
I feel like talking.
That's Kevan Samarajiv, eh?
Who is letting them go, which is a good sportsmanship from Kevan.
Yeah, Kevan getting out of the way here. Shane looking much more closer than before, trying to stay in the toes. Savi weaving. Who is anyone going to try and make a movie under braking? Shane trying to dummy into the inside.
Savi just has to manage another maybe 3 laps of Shane pressurizing him, because we are under the last 4 minutes of the race. Who do you think is going to win then?
Well, I think Adam, looking at the times, I think
it may be Brian Pereira who might be able to win.
Adam, looking at the times, I unless Tehan has quite a, some would say, fatal accident, I don't really think there's anyone denying Tehan a win today. But it does look certain that Viren, Brian, and Tehan are gonna secure that 1, 2, and 3 in pro.
And that's gonna be Viren's first podium again
Yes.
in ACC.
Savi absolutely trying to stay away from the toe, trying to stay out of Shane here. The question is Angelo gonna be able to catch up here?
No, Angelo is 15 seconds away from them, so he has last time on them, so it will be.
Did Angelo have a moment because he was 8 seconds to these guys?
Maybe he had a half spin.
He did go over the gravel, which cost.
A lot of strand.
Yeah, I think Angelo's had a horrible moment.
But
And-
thank God he saved it and is still in P6, which is even though he's in P6, it was an incredible recovery drive from him.
Yes, with 2 minutes to go, there seems to be only this battle here in terms of position change, possible position change between Shane Veerakun and Savi Ratnayake.
Even in the round 2 in Suzuka, this was the only battle I think which happened. Savi overtook, I think maybe Shane or somebody else into the only overtake of the race last time, and it was Savi Ratnayaka. But now the tables have turned. Savi is the one who has to be defended as we come to the last 2 minutes of the race.
Yes, and Shane very close here. Will he try to make a move? Ooh, he had a look at the inside there. We need to take a look on how close these two are, and Shane's gonna want to stay in the toe. We are now 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. We are gonna get that final lap call any moment.
Savi going very defensive, not trying to let Shane through because he needs those points for his championship.
Can Shane get the switchback here? He's trying to get a look for it. He's trying these alternative lines. He's going left, he's going right. He's trying to stay behind Savi Ratnayake. And there's been a moment, is it?
Yeah, but let's focus on this.
This is the only battle on the track at the moment. And we have Shane right on Savi there. It's all about traction.
And the final lap has been called.
Tehan
now.
Eranga has begun his final lap. And Savi not having the best of traction. Shane looking closer than ever here. Is he gonna make that move?
Right on his
He's
tail.
making the dump. Oh, he's Shane very late on the brakes. He tries the outside. He does not have
But
a grip.
Savi covers it off like a good
A clean driver.
A clean driver. Yes, I think those are the words Adam was looking for. And and with Savi, I think Shane overshot it there. I think he was a bit too late on the brakes there.
Which made him lose so much time as he was so close to Savi.
Yes, and Tehan is now in sector 2. He's gonna be heading to. We would cut the camera to him in a bit when he's close to the finish line. But this is the battle. This is the battle on the track. Currently 4P4. Who's gonna get it? This is gonna be a last lap battle. Who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Savi Ratnayake? Is it gonna be Shane Veerakun? These two going at it.
Shane has caught up a lot.
Shane has caught up quite a
Savi's
lot.
car is spitting fire
But we
now.
do need to look at Tehan Eranga, who's making it now through the final corners.
One of the most dominant
An absolute
drives
dominant
I've ever
drive
seen.
from Tehan Eranga. He's weaving across the line. Tehan
And
comes
he
and wins.
in Indianapolis. What a
Absolutely
drive.
dominant performance. And then Brian Pereira coming in P2, still making his way around the final few corners. Savi and Shane still fighting, and we need to look at Brian now making his way to the line. We need to see what happens under braking with Savi and Shane. Shane still just behind. Brian coming across the line. Brian finishes P2 at Indianapolis. A double Ford 1 and 2. And where is Viren? Viren Bodeju. He's making his way around the final corner.
And Viren, for the first time ever,
In ACC,
is gonna be on the podium.
Viren Bodeju for the first time on ACC
What
on the
a drive.
podium.
What a
And in the
drive.
M class, it's Shehan Silva and Sharanya Mendes, Shehan Silva and Ranuju Udawat on the podium. Ranju Udawat, the rookie driver, first time on the podium. Absolutely lovely performance
And we
from
can
him.
see that Savi has got P4 bottle drive from Savi Ratnayakar.
Savi secures it. He stays ahead of Shane Veerakul. And we need to look at what's happening. Angelo Senaratna also crosses the line.
That's a good comeback drive from Angelo.
A very good comeback drive from Angelo. Finishes P6. Thiago Pereira finishes P7. And that's the full order done. And Kevan Samarji were coming and getting some points in the AM class. So that is it.
And that is it for the
That
day.
is Indianapolis round 3
Of
done.
Powered by Winlads.
Powered by Winlads. Amazing performance from all the drivers. And I think we had a lot of action, a lot of scary moments from a lot of the drivers.
Yes, especially when having to overtake the left drivers. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, and that is it. Ranju Udawat, the first time podium for the AM class, and Viren Bodhiju, first time podium for the pro class. Lot of new faces on the podium, and that concludes round 3.